Hi everyone, welcome to Cheltenham Chat, episode 13. The headline up this week was Allaho. Is he back after his victory at Thurles? I'll give you my opinion in this episode. We'll also talk about all the other horses who run this week who have pretensions to go to the Cheltenham Festival. The videos have had no bets this season for Cheltenham. I don't really see that changing until very close to the festival. I think that's a good thing, but we'll get back onto the horses now and talk about the ones who run, and especially Allaho. So, is Allaho back? I think if someone pushed me, I'm a bit on the fence, but if someone pushed me, I'd have to say no, Allaho is not back. He's certainly not the horse he was 2 seasons ago when he ran away with Ryanair, when he ran horses into the ground. I don't think this performance proved much yesterday. I don't take a lot of things from times, but if you look, he was 5 seconds slower than the mare's chase over the same distance. He did carry £10 more than the mare's chase, but I don't know. I think this race fell apart again. He raced against 2 rivals from his own yard. I thought Appreciate It would put up to him and jump alongside him and try and run his race. He's a front runner who just bossed the Supreme, and he's just let Allaho have a free run. French Dynamite hated the ground, and Statler's a 3 mile 6 horse who usually wouldn't be able to keep up in this sort of race, and he's still been there 3 out. So yeah, for me, I think that Allaho retains a lot of his all ability. Does he retain enough to win a third Ryanair? I am yet to be convinced, and I think the price of 5-2 for the Ryanair shows that if he was truly back and this had been a convincing performance, then I think he would have been around the even money shot. Would he beat a Banbridge on goodish ground? That's debatable. Stage Star will be a good rival to him. I think he has rivals who can give him a race, and to me, I wouldn't say he was back to the old Allaho, and I would be very wary of backing him in the Ryanair. I'm not saying that he can't win, because I'm sure he's just been tuned to peak at Cheltenham. The way he folded in the King George worried me. He looked like he was going to win that at the last, and he's folded up the running. So, yeah, I do wonder, and although I'm a bit on the fence, I think if someone asked me truthfully, is Allaho back, I would say probably not. The other horses who ran at Thurles with Cheltenham in mind, Harmonia Maker and Hoterier, fought out the finish of the mare's chase. I don't think they'll feature at Cheltenham. Both horses are very in and out, and you never know what they're going to do next. Harmonia Maker was well beaten last time out and has come back to form in this race. Hoterier won easily last time out and has been beaten a bit too easily here. But I think the big story in this race was the fact that Silent Approach, a horse who I had down as a big eye catcher last week, in a race that probably took a lot out of her, has returned after only a week's absence. And I really don't understand the placing of the horse. Why have they run here if they really want to go to Cheltenham? Why have they run the horse here again? And she was legless coming up the run-in for me, and I don't think this was a very good decision to run the horse so quickly. High Class Hero, a lot of people will be taking this performance forward. This is another horse who I think his stablemate rolled out the red carpet for him a little bit here. He's beaten one rival in truth that would possibly give him a race. It was farcically slowly run, and I don't think you can take a whole lot from this apart from the fact that he does go on slow ground. He is a good horse, but really if you're taking this form forward as a reason to back him for Cheltenham, then I think you've got to be very wary, especially at 3 points shorter than he was yesterday morning. Ferns Lock was impressive. I love this horse, and I think everybody knows that. He's jumped beautifully again. His jumping is his biggest asset. He won this race last year. He didn't go to Cheltenham. I hope that this horse will go to Cheltenham now after this run. I think hopefully David Christie can now tune him for Cheltenham. I think Cheltenham has been the target, although others been talking about he's ideal for Aintree. Possibly Aintree would suit the horse a bit more, but I do hope they give him a chance in the Cheltenham Fox Hunters. I think he'd go there with a great chance, but 5-2 anti-post does not interest me in the slightest. It's too short a price. I think he'll be a bigger price on the day, but I do like the horse, and everybody knows that. At Navan on Saturday, Minella Cocconee won very easily, jumped really nicely. The race fell apart a little bit. The problem with this horse is that Willie Mullins has so many horses for the National Hunt Chase. Which one will Patrick ride? You're looking at the back form of this horse against the Nice Guy, and he has to have a chance in a National Hunt Chase. He really does, because he would have won the Albert Bartlett, apart from the Nice Guy, who was a great winner and then won at Pincheston after. A horse who we've not seen since, and he had the potential to be a really, really good horse, the Nice Guy. So Minella Cocconee could be very, very good as well. And it's just a case of having to wait, because if Patrick doesn't pick this horse, then he's probably not the stable number one for the National Hunt Chase. On the horses front, finally at Lingfield, another horse who I've sort of headlined in one of my videos bombed out yesterday. That was only by night, and a terrible performance from her. I have to say, when they didn't pitch her in the Sol Arena, I was a little bit worried. I hoped she'd come to Lingfield and win comprehensively and boost her chances of going to Cheltenham. But she hasn't. She's been tamely beaten here, and you would have to wonder if she's even going to run at Cheltenham after this performance. Another horse to add to the growing list of horses who've glowed about this season. A couple haven't run since, but you know, when you look at Daddy Longlegs, he was a bitter disappointment next time out. Silent Approach was a big eye catcher last week. She's bombed out. I think the placing of that horse was poor though. But only by night. I talked about this horse being a horse for the Mayor's Novice. Very, very disappointed to see her run such a poor race yesterday. The dream is over, I think, there. JPR1 should have won the Arkle Trial at Cheltenham a couple of months ago. He has won the Lightning Novice Chase yesterday, and he was mightily impressive for 95% of this race. But he did pull himself up, or he idled. I didn't like that. I didn't like the final 150 yards of this race a whole lot. He was really good in his jumping. He is a good horse. I would still pitch him into the Arkle. I don't think he's good enough to beat the Irish horses, however. It's similar with Allaho Presse, who made his comeback. He looked really good. He beat Protectorat. He had his ground. And you have to wonder if he's probably the top British contender for the Gold Cup now. But is this horse good enough to beat Galloping Deschamps and Fast or Slow? If he got his ground, perhaps he might be, but you won't know that until closer to the time. And at his current price, I wouldn't be getting involved for the Gold Cup. In truth, in this video, I've highlighted quite a lot of horses who I feel are just a bit too short for the Cheltenham Festival. High Class Hero didn't really beat much. Allaho's price is very much correct, I would say. Ferns Lock's pretty short for the Fox Hunters, considering that it's always a really tough race to win. It's a longer distance than he's gone before, and you never know if the ground may come up pretty soft on the day. All these horses go to Cheltenham with a decent chance. They're all favourites now for the race, but for me, they're all pretty much too short. And I think, as Steve Mellish said on Racing TV yesterday, Anti-Post is very, very tough, defensively priced, and almost at the stage of gone for me. I have talked in the videos about some horses who I've been very impressed with this season. And when I look at the performances of next time out, such as Daddy Longlegs, Only by Night, and then the loss of Halka de Tibert, then it's clearly obvious that Anti-Post really isn't the way for my videos to go. There may be others with good books. I'm sure there's plenty with very poor books. And I'm just happy to go to Cheltenham 7 weeks now to the festival with a clean slate, and hopefully I can pick the right horses on the day. So I'm sorry that the video's a little bit late this week. I'll wish you a good week, and I'll be back to you next week. 7 weeks to go. The studying will intensify, but I do think that the markets are just a little bit too short at the moment to be looking for a bet. So I wish you a good week. Bye for now.